Hello and welcome along to our Tampines Hub for this crucial Singapore Cup group stage fixture between Hougang United and Geylang International. Hougang are looking to strengthen their chances of a place in the next round, while Geylang fight to keep their cup dreams alive. It's match day 3 of this season's Singapore Cup. We have 2 fixtures on the menu for you this weekend. Our first takes place in just a few moments, with our second happening tomorrow between Albrecht Negata Singapore and Tanjung Pagar United over at Jurong East Stadium. This is what the group looks like ahead of tonight's fixture. Hougang United in 3rd, come up against Geylang International in 4th. Both teams featuring for the second time this campaign. Hougang can move level on points with Albrecht at the top of the standings with victory tonight. A loss for Geylang would make progress incredibly challenging. So they too will be looking for the win this evening. That sets us up nicely for what should be a good game of football as both sides chase success. Let's hear from the head coaches, with Panarai Pansiri up first, followed by Muhammad Noali of Geylang International.
Hey coach, after a solid win against Tanjung Pagar in your last cup match, how confident is the squad heading into this game with Geylang?
Yes, of course. Now we have more confidence. But it is not because of me. I'm not doing something special, but it is because of they are special group of players, and we have amazing in the training. They really enjoy with training and football.
What lessons did you take from Hougang's last win, and how are you applying them against Geylang tonight?
I still talk to players, still have confidence and enjoy with our football. And so we really work hard for analyze the Geylang structure and try to find a solution to play against them.
Farhan Zulkifli is back after the national team's successful Asian Cup qualification. What kind of positive energy does he bring into the dressing room? Are we likely to see him feature on the pitch tonight?
Yes, of course. Farhan is the amazing player, my amazing player. He is the kid who have energy, and he can make everyone happy when he play in the field.
After a tough first cup outing where you were down to 10 men and lost to Albrecht, what are you doing differently tonight in the hopes for a better result?
I mean, we have a long break, you know, and I think we just want to let go the last game against Albrecht. We just want to be positive and move forward and try to prepare better for this game. I mean, there's not much changes in terms of, I think Shaki is just out for the next 4 games in the Cup, so basically it's out. For us, I think our objective is still to go out there and try to win the next 3 games and qualify for the semi-finals. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Geylang's group stage campaign so far, and how critical is this match for your qualification hopes?
I mean, definitely it's important because, like I said, we lost the first game against Albrecht and we didn't start well in terms of that. But I think it's very important for the next 3 games, and definitely we have to start strong against Hougang, which I think they have actually improved quite a lot under the new coach. I think that you can see players like Farhan is playing well the last game, and they have key players like the number 41 and even the striker number 8, you know, and they have a quality up there to score goals also, you know, and they have proven that in the last game against Tanjung Pagar. So something that we got to be aware, they are very good at counter-attacking football, you know, and this is something that we must manage today. Yeah.
Has Vincent Bezakor fully recovered, and are we going to see him in action tonight? How critical is his presence in this game?
I mean, definitely Vincent is very important for the team, you know. We know how important he was the last few seasons. He will be starting tonight, you know, and definitely we hope, you know, we will see the Vincent back to fitness. It's not easy for him for missing last game against Albrecht and then having a 3 weeks break again, you know, but hopefully we'll start from tonight, we'll see the old Vincent again. Yeah.
Thank you, Coach. All the best.
Well, great hearing from the coaches prior to this fixture, especially from Hougang United's very young head coach, 28-year-old Panarai Pansiri, apparently known as the next big thing in Thailand, maybe Thailand's version of Gavin Lee. We have in Singapore. He's 28, but he's got a lot of experience. He's been coaching for a while now. He began in 2020 as a youth coach with Bangkok United. Also has experience with China FC at 54 matches as their head coach. With me in the commentary position is Hide Kame, someone who's also coached in the league, and he was a young coach when he did that as well. Hide, what's it like being a young head coach of an SPL side?
Definitely was exciting. I think for him now to take up this position, not in his homeland. It's somewhere foreign. It's definitely an experience for him. New culture, new exciting experience for him to really adapt to as well. I think he's enjoying it. Looking at his pre-match interview, he enjoys being here. He enjoys soaking up every single aspect of the game for him to learn, to understand, and hopefully maybe bringing this experience back somewhere else, not just to Thailand. And I think for him, this could be, if he's really the next big thing, then this is something that is really good for his own development as well.
Yeah, and I think it helps him as well that he's being aided by Agbanas, who is also at Hougang in a technical director role, I believe, with the club. That aside, what are you expecting from this game between these two clubs?
I think this game is going to be a little bit different. I think Hougang at the start of the season was really different in the sense where not really organized, but we are seeing a totally different side, especially in the last two games. Even though the first game since he took over, they lost, but against their last Singapore Cup game, they won 3-2. And I think it was a fantastic game. They led 3-0. They were more organized. They were better in attack than in defense. And also, as Coach Noali pointed out, they are good in transition as well.
Match referee for this one is Mohammad Taufik Tana. He will be assisted by Chow Ping Yong and Lim Si Seng. Fourth official, Elric Lee. VAR support if required. Video assistant referees ready and waiting for this to start. The VAR is Shadiq Al Hussein. Assistant VAR, Elson Fu. High stakes, this matchup. Should be a good game of football between these two sides. Let's have a look at the starting lineups, beginning with Hougang United. They have made 3 changes from their last Singapore Cup fixture. Zafan Rahaizat starts in goal. He returns to the side in place of Ridwan Barudin. Nabilai Kibunguchi gets his first start in the Singapore Cup. He comes in for Kanok Kongsima, who is on the bench tonight. Parinya Nusong makes his first start for Hougang in all competitions. The 20-year-old replaces Yuma Suwa, who is suspended after his sending off against Tanjung Pagar United. Some very young options, a little bit of inexperience on the bench, but they do have Ryohei Yoshihama back in the side. The 33-year-old is available if required by Panarai Pansiri. 28 years of age, Agbanas with much more experience, sitting right beside him. What an adventure for that young coach. This is the starting lineup for Geylang International. They have been in good form generally, but their last Singapore Cup game was a disappointing 3-0 defeat. Noali, though, has made just one change to the side. Vincent Bezekor returns to the 11 in place of the suspended Shake Hamza. It'll also mean that Shorai Yokoyama continues at left back. Vincent Bezekor making an important return to this Geylang starting 11. They got plenty of quality in those attacking areas with Riku Fukashiro and Ryoya Taniguchi also in there. Shuei Yoshino leading the line. Several younger players on the bench for Geylang and No Ali. This is his 185th match in charge of Geylang over 2 spells. His current one starting in December of 2018. This is the 24th time that he is coming up against Hougang. He has 10 wins, 10 defeats, 3 draws from his previous 23 games against them as a head coach. Ryan Sanizal with the captain's armband this evening for Hougang. Hide, having a look at the 2 lineups tactically, what kind of battles can we expect?
I think in attack for Geylang International, they are really strong. Shuei Yoshino will always be the player who plays a target role, holds on to the ball, lets everyone come into play, and the creativity of Bezekor Taniguchi, who's definitely is going to be tucking in a lot more than what he plays off the left. It could be really important as well, especially when they are trying to overload the center to play against Ryan Sanizal and also his centre-back pairing, Nabilai Kibunguchi. For Hougang United, the game just got kicked off. Hougang United, I think they are really understanding their structure at this point of time. They're going to go on a counter-attack a little bit more And what they would want to do is minimize those little mistakes that they are always making over the last few games, and use Farhan Zulkifli's directness and also the energy that he brings into the team.
I'm Roshan Rai. Hidek Kamis alongside me in the commentary position. Thanks for joining us for the Singapore Cup fixture between Hougang United and Geylang International. And it is Hougang getting us underway, going from right to left on your screens, playing in the all blue against Geylang International in the all black, going from left to right. Hougang with a win this evening, go level on points with Albrechts at the top of this group stage. Geylang International need to avoid a defeat. A loss for them will make progression incredibly difficult. So that sets us up very nicely for what should be an entertaining game of football. Here's Yotsakon. You've seen his position gets switched up over the last couple of matches or so. No longer the line leading striker for Hougang.
Well, it does look like he's starting on the left for this game. Could be a situation where I think they are going to capitalize on Shura Yokoyama playing on as left back, and Farhan Zulkifli are much more direct, more exciting on that right hand side. But take nothing away from Yotsakon. He's a fantastic football talent, but he's just not the type of player who's going to be running down the flanks and attacking your left back or your fullbacks as the game goes on.
So Shino got crowded out, but he was fouled. This is the second time this season the two clubs are coming up against each other. Geylang winning the first game in the SPL, 2-0 back in September. It has been a closely contested rivalry between the clubs. They faced off on 63 previous occasions since 2006, back when Hougang were known as Sengkang Punggol Football Club. Since then, there have been 25 wins for Hougang, 29 for Geylang. We've also seen 206 goals scored, 104 of them produced by Geylang International. Hougang have been responsible for the other 102. So a close affair between the clubs, one that Geylang have dominated in recent times. 4 wins from the last 5 meetings, with the only Hougang victory in that time coming in August of 2024. Is Ignjatovic. Sends it long, looking for Taniguchi. It's on the right-hand side, the earlier stages of this contest. Could be interesting to see how he links up with Nazrul Nazari. Shadan.
I think what we want to see is also the fact that the teams have gone on for a 3-week break, and we want to see good intensity into the game. Not really just, waiting for things to happen. We have to be taking initiative. A bit of miscommunication there from Kanuin Kid, and also the number 11, Setawut Wong Sai.
Setawut Wong Sai, who scored 2 goals in their opening win against Tanjung Pagar. There's Joshua Pereira, as part of the Singapore squad in Hong Kong recently, as was Farhan Zulkifli. Fukashiro. Hoshino, lovely touch. First effort coming in from Kaisei Ogawa.
As we have seen many times, Hoshino coming off into that position and then playing on for an oncoming player with that deft touch that he has here. It was a really nice ball, 2 against 3, but I think he just scuffed his shot quite badly, Kaisei Ogawa, even though he won a corner kick for Geylang International.
Corner which will be taken by Sharan Sulaiman. Really deep delivery, led away by Chonlawit. Nabila Kibonguchi quickly onto Setawut. Important challenge from Fukashiro. Tonight Hougang the opportunity to transition, but he's given them another opportunity here. This time that pass cut out by Nazrul Nazari.
Interesting reaction from the bench. I think it was Walid Lunis, who is the assistant coach and also the head coach of the SPL2 team.
He's quite active in the technical area as well. Saw quite a bit of him in the game against Tanjung Pagar United. Zafan was kept out of the 11 by Ridwan Barudin. Their first Singapore Cup game, but he's back in the side now. Ridwan Barudin, considering that he doesn't get too many minutes these days, did pretty well.
Quite a decent number 2 to have on your bench. A lot of experience. Been part of many teams over the last 10 seasons, I think, for him.
There is Shora Yokoyama. Bit of an interesting experiment having him at the left back. Normally used to seeing him in more advanced areas of the pitch. Former Hougang player. Sharan lifts it out wide. Fukashiro is very dangerous in these one-on-ones. Up against a 20-year-old Parinya. It's held up by Chonlawit. Ogawa. Shadan. That's Pereira. A versatile option to have in the squad, Joshua Pereira.
Really intelligent player. I think he understands the game really well. Can slot in as left back sometimes. And also centre back now, which is his primary position now.
So Zaifa. Bit of a sticky first touch. Gets away with it. Under pressure here is Zafan. No messing about. Sends it long for Setterwood. That's the thing that Hougang will have in terms of an out ball. The pace going forward, Setterwood and Farhan.
Yeah, I think Setterwood has been playing in a different position over the last few games. I think last game he managed to score 2 goals with his pace, especially in counter-attack. He's proven to be a threat, especially with Farhan supporting him on his left-hand side. And as you said, another option for Hougang to play the ball forward quickly. You look at their team shape and they are defending as well. They look much more organized than they were at the start of the season.
Yeah, I was just going to actually say that Hide, since Panarai Pansiri has come in, that just looks like there's a bit more structure, a bit more of an identity to their play.
Well, defensively they are more compact. I think that's hugely important, especially, I mean, it's one of the biggest and first and foremost principle of defense that you should be adopting for your team. Doesn't matter whether you're defending in 5, 6 or even 7 at the back, you still have to be compact between your lines. And I think on the ball they are much more confident. That's what Pansiri said in the pre-match.
Shadan. Coming up against one of his former clubs as well. There's Shadan Sulaiman. Very deep position. A long pass over the top for Fukashiro. Okoyama. Shadan. Space to have a shot.
Totally off target from Shadan Sulaiman. I think he's finding himself to be in the starting 11 much more and much regularly now. I think started the season could be a situation where he hasn't been been through a proper pre-season at the start, and maybe Noali just wanted him to just take it easy a little, especially with his age. I think right now he's much of a starter rather than somebody coming off the bench.
As Farhan Zulkifli, very dangerous player to have for Hougang. Great idea, and that was so important. That interception from Shora Yokoyama.
Fantastic piece of defending there from Yokoyama. Just at the last second, the ball was just played through to, I think it was Setterwood Wongsai.
Yes, it was,
Yeah.
from Farhan Zulkifli, who started it all with that run inside.
But you can see the change of pace that he brings into the team, the Hougang team. Farhan Zulkifli just playing it to him, and then he just wants to attack. He's not so keen on playing the ball back and keeping the ball in possession a lot more. You just want to get forward and try to attack the defense as much as possible.
Here he is again, Farhan Zulkifli. Kept in play very nicely by Yotsakon. Given some work to do with that crossfield pass from Farhan. No problems for Hougang in the end. They retain possession. It's Nabilai Kimunguchi. Holds it up very well under pressure. Parinya, Yotsakon. Ignjatovic gets to it ahead of Setterwood, but his header falls to Farhan. And again, looking to try and find Setterwood. Blasco, Farhan. Two options in the box. Too close to Rudy Kairula.
Well, first piece of action for Hougang United in the penalty box. Cross from Farhan Zulkifli for the striker, Setterwood Wongsai. Rudy Kairula just read it really well.
31-year-old Rudy Kairula was part of the Singapore squad as well. Third choice goalkeeper for the national team. 2 clean sheets in the SPL this season for him. Well, depending on who you ask, some say the third choice goalkeeper is one of the best roles in the game. Here is Blasco. That's loose in midfield, collected by Hoshino. First time out to Taniguchi. It's well defended by Vestering.
I think both sides are quite cautious. I think they don't want to lose this game. It's a cup game as well. Look at this opportunity here. Farhan Zulkifli on his left foot. I think the ball was up in the air too long before Rudy Kairula just managed to pluck it out of the air.
Fukashiro. Crunching challenge by Ryan Sanizal. I don't think
it was for that.
Yeah, I don't think it's the foul's been given for that tackle. It probably came before that, did it?
Yeah, I think it was the tugging and pulling from Parinya Nusong, the right back, before the captain just launched in. I think he looks bigger, Ryan Sanizal. He's gone on to Anytime Fitness.
It's good to see him getting regular minutes and taking on this leadership role.
Yeah, I mean, he was in BG Tampines in early part of his career. He was playing quite a bit, and he was filling up the under-23 role. I think that just totally diminished after a while. And I think right now he's happier in Hougang, where he's going to get those chances much more for him to really develop and step up.
Shadan with the ball in. Stood up into the air by Hoshino. That surely is a foul on Setterwood Wongsai by Ignjatovic. Referee thinks so as well.
Free kick comes to nothing. Well, talking about Ryan Sanizal and also reflecting about the match against Hong Kong, our 2 centre backs are pretty much the most senior in the team, and we really need a renewal in that position as well. So it's good to see Ryan Sanizal or any local centre back getting the minutes here and trying to develop themselves.
Yeah, there's something for the Singapore national team coach to consider going forward, especially with an AFC Asian Cup to come. In 2027. Need of some renewal, but for the moment, old is gold. And Haris Harun and Safwan Barudin, who were magnificent for Singapore in that qualifying campaign. That's fascinating in football, isn't it, as well? As we have a look at the possession numbers, pretty close. It's Vestering with that touch. There's Victor Blasco, short touchdown. I'll say oldest goal, but only 35, 34 years of age. In football, that's a senior citizen.
Yeah.
But in life, still a young man.
Yeah, exactly. I think we are seeing a little bit of renewal in the national team side, especially in the attacks and central midfield area. But centre back is still a position where we are looking for that quality. And we do hope that players like Ryan Saida, who is only 23 years old, in 2027 Asian Cup, he's a ripe age at 25.
Not to forget the goalkeeping department as well, which is going to need a refresh in a few years as well.
Well, the third choice goalkeeper is Rudy, and he's already 31. Zafan not in the squad at 28. One of the few goalkeepers who are starting games, or local goalkeepers who are starting games for the clubs this season.
That's Bezecourt. Well, that was pretty cynical from Victor Blasco, and he knows he's going to get booked for that one.
Yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing. Bezecourt here just giving a low 5 to Blasco.
I'm not sure what he's complaining about.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just going to say, yeah, no complaints, but he goes over to the official. What is he saying to the referee there?
Just walk away. You know that you committed a foul.
Hold his hands up to apologize.
Yeah.
He admits that, and then he still goes over to the referee and he's not happy with that.
I'm also a bit puzzled at his role in the team as well. Like, yeah, he's roaming around freely sometimes, you know, getting to do what he wants to do. But a lot of those times he's not moving forward. He's just playing the ball square or playing the ball back to keep possession.
Yokoyama. Taniguchi looked like he was taken out by Chon Lawit. Play continues. Setterwood looks to release Farhan. Too much pace, I think, on that pass. Yep.
Setterwood just overheating that pass. Let's look at this challenge again. I don't think he got that ball. I think it was a foul from... Yeah. But it looked like a foul the first time round. Tana just letting the game flow.
First game as a referee in the season Singapore Cup for Taufik Tana. Bezecourt, one of his trademark driving runs through midfield. Taniguchi back to Yokoyama. Not a bad ball in. Nabila Kibunguchi is very strong in the air. Gets that away. They will come again. It's Fukashiro. Vestering steps in to put that one out for a corner.
Again, important defending there from Vestering, not allowing the cross to come in. And we have seen so many instances where the fullbacks are tracking the play on the ball, the winger on the ball, but a cross still comes through. And good work from Vestering to stop the cross from coming in.
Outswinger. In danger for Hougang. Bezecourt. The effort of Vestering, and Zafan prevents another corner.
A sea of Hougang players just blocking the way forward for Geylang International.
Smart switch out to Vestering. There was a 2-on-1 for the moment on this side, but Geylang have done well to recover. Blasco. It's Yotsakon.
I think Yatsakon playing on the right-hand side stifles a little bit of his attacking threat. I think he has brought a lot of potential opportunities whenever the ball is being played to him, whenever he's leading the line.
He's a very hard-working player, isn't he? And he's also got that quality in possession in that he's able to hold it up under pressure. He's very strong physically. Scored a great goal against BG Tampines in the league.
Yeah.
And they almost came away with the draw.
Yeah, I think for him, I don't see him as a winger because I don't think he's the type who likes to take on players. He likes to play in between those lines and he likes to play up front as well. But I think with the setup where the counter-attacking situation is crucial for Hougang's game plan, it's also important for pacey players to be up front.
Yatsakon back to Huzaifa. Not a bad idea. But that's the thing that Yatsakon doesn't have, the pace of someone like Setterwood, for example.
Exactly, and I think he's not the type who is going to make those runs behind the defense. He prefers the ball on his feet for him to get involved and bring others into play.
Often goes out into channels as well, even from those central areas. Bezuko. Hoshino. A lot of strapping around his right thigh. Fukashiro with the cross. Off the head of Ryan Sanizal. Clears that one away again. Shota Yokoyama will collect it. Pereira. As from Geylang's perspective, fallen very nicely to Bezuko. Hougang getting blue shirts in the way.
Really,
challenge.
Really messy clearance from Hougang. Yatsakon doing a lot of the defending whenever he's playing on the right-hand side or on the left. Shota Yokoyama, definitely a foul there. Just a bit of late contact. I think when we were speaking about Yokoyama early on in the game, a thought just went through my mind that he's a naturally left-footed player, and sometimes when you're a naturally left-footed player, coaches tend to find you starting on the left-hand side. Doesn't matter whether you're a left winger or left back. He has qualities to play into midfield, which is why I think he's starting at left back. In possession, he comes in, he's inverting himself into the central areas. But I think, again, you will lose a lot of his ability and his characteristic in attack when you put him as left back.
Well, that's why he was playing for Hougang when he was there as one of the attacking midfielders in that side, and he was very effective for them. And also with Albrecht Niigata Singapore, when he first came to the league, he was in that central midfield role, but given license to roam forward.
Yeah, he drives forward with purpose. And you don't see a lot of players having that quality.
Zaifa, enough pace on that pass to find Yatsakon. That's Pereira. Nudge in the back by Chonlawit.
Chonlawit doing a lot of hard running, both in defense and in attack. Now he's the one now trying to offer something going forward with that run behind Joshua Pereira.
Well, he's not much of an attacking force, is Chonlawit.
Yeah, I think it's much of a term called destroyer in midfield, just making sure things are being swept up, breaking the opponent's rhythm in midfield as well. Huzaifa doing a bit more of the playmaking from deep.
That's Chonlawit on the ball now. Previously with Chiang Mai United. Spent some time at Lamphun Warrior as well in Thai football.
You don't really see much of this type of player from Thailand. Usually you have two central players who are really pretty good on the ball technically, and also in attack can offer something else, a bit different dimension.
Ignjatovic out to Nazrul. There's Bezakor. Smart pass into Fukashiro. Nazrul. Shadan. Okawa. That's Fukashiro. Very solid defending from Hougang at the moment.
Yeah, they have all 11 players behind the ball. They are marking their spaces, their zones really well. And again, as we mentioned early on, they are compact between those lines, which is why it's quite difficult for Geylang to break them down.
It's good to see Nabilai Kimunguchi back up on his feet as we have a look at Noali. Had an injury issue himself recently, playing some social football.
Yeah.
Or some might say not so social. Apparently took an elbow to the ribs.
Yeah.
He had a collapsed lung.
Well, he spent quite a decent time at the hospital for him to recover. And I think over the last year or so, it's not just his collapsed lung. I think he had some health issues as well.
And this is why, once you pass the age of 40, you don't play contact sports anymore.
This walking football now.
Unless it's at a professional level. If you're being paid to do it, sure.
Yeah.
Just a joke, of course. So Zaifa gets back there with a header. But flag had gone up for offside anyway. Well, we've seen Geylang have a lot of possession. Hougang quite happy to sit back and be difficult to break down. Not much in the way of clear-cut chances for both these sides.
Let's look at the run here. It does look like it could be in the same line as Nabilai. Shadan Sulaiman leading the press for Geylang International.
Blasco. Farhan. Back to Blasco. And Pereira with the challenge. Look at that from Ryan Sanizal. Uncompromising, as he usually is. And Yokoyama.
You can hear the reaction from the fans.
Yeah.
When the challenge came in.
They love it.
Yeah. Look at this. He was on Vincent Bezakor. I think he moved away knowing that Ryan Sanizal was charging in.
Ignjatovic. Geylang being forced to slow it down again. Hougang very quick to recover into that defensive shape. That's Shola Yokoyama starting at left back, but pops into those central areas in possession. Fukashiro tried to pick him out, but Chonlawit does what he's there to do. Farhan, that's a lovely ball. Good goalkeeping from Rudy Kairola. And that's that starting position and the sense of danger.
Yeah, exactly. I think goalkeepers, especially when you're playing in a team where you have a lot of possession, you're a bit more open, you have to push yourself up a little bit higher to sweep those balls behind for your team. And I think Rudy Kairola did it really well here, just to keep things safe. And that's also a sign of what Hougang wants to do, catch things off guard.
And the ball on the pitch. Play okay to continue. It's quickly been sorted. Izran Sanizal. Ignjatovic. Far not pleased with the awarding of that free kick against him.
The battle between two quick players.
About the same height as well.
Yeah, nothing much there as well. I think just a little bit of a push, but I don't think he warranted so much of a free kick. So little movement up front for Geylang International. You see Vincent Bezekor is the one who's moving around a lot more than the rest. Everyone is in position, but it still feels like everyone is static, which is why the ball is not moving quick enough as well.
Shoda Yokoyama. Good pass inside. Fukashiro. Blocked by Ryan Sanizal. Comes out to Hoshino. That's Bezekor. Picking up the rebound, has to get himself back on side, and he does. Good hold-up play by Hoshino. Brave from Ogawa. That's smart from Shoda Yokoyama. It's kicked into his head by Huzaifa. He's going across to apologize, to say it was accidental.
I don't think he would be too happy with that as well. Even if the apology came, good shot being blocked and saved by Zafan. One of the few chances that Geylang have created over the course of the first half. This was the one. I thought this one was a foul as well. Zafan just hitting the ball straight to Shodai's head.
Such a good turn by Shoda Yokoyama. What do you think, Hide? Any intent behind that?
Nah, I think he was just kicking it away. I mean, Huzaifa, I know him as a player. I don't think he has that bit of revengeful behavior in him. Oh, Blasco still arguing about something.
He's got to be careful. We'll make sure he doesn't talk too much. Already on a yellow. Huzaifa, by the way, has already been sent off in the SPL this season.
Shahdan definitely is the one taking it from the way he stands.
Two options,
yeah.
Shahdan or Bezekor. It's going to be Bezekor. And perhaps it should have been Shahdan.
Yeah. Poor by his standards, Bezekor. There's no accuracy, no power in it. Even if it dipped at the last moment, I don't think he was going to trouble Zafan Rohaizat.
Ignjatovic. On to Pereira, who's making his 85th appearance for Geylang in all competitions. He's been with the club since January of 2020. Prior to that was with the Young Lions.
I think one of the seasons he wanted to quit football. I think after the first season in Geylang International, I think he wanted to be a pilot. Maybe Noali just managed to convince him otherwise. Maybe he's still going to be flying with Geylang International.
Yeah, he only played on 3 occasions for Geylang when he first joined the club after the Young Lions, but season after he had 19 appearances for them in the league. So he went from 270 minutes for the club, and perhaps that's why he was considering leaving the game, to 1,551 the next season. Hoshino, Bezeko, Fukashiro, easy for Huzaifa. Sharan, Ogawa, and Sanizal in the way. There's Blasco, Farhan on the move against Nazrul. Gets help eventually from Sharan. That's good patient defending from Nazrul Nazari, showing his experience.
Yeah, exactly, just delaying, not committing to any trickery by Farhan Zulkifli. That's a foul there, I think. Good call, Taufik Dana.
It's going to be a talking to here. Shura Yokoyama, late challenge on Parinya.
Yeah, Parinya got to the ball first.
So they've not had too many chances to really test Rudy Kairola.
They haven't gotten themselves in a good position in counter-attack as many times as they wish to have.
Blasco. That's a terrible free kick.
Yeah, terrible. Not from there. Goalkeeper had maybe what, 10 seconds to really judge the flight of the ball and pick it up, and also to think about where he should be placing the ball better when he catches the ball.
They love that, don't they, goalkeepers?
Yeah. It's their cake.
Deliveries spend so much time in the air, just floated into the box. Kashiro, Bezeko. Did he turn the wrong way? Might have been a chance to break. Well, deciding to just slow it down, rebuild. There's Ogawa, takes the opportunity to drive with it. Taniguchi. Touchdown by Parinya. That's Blasco with space in midfield now. Yotsakon onto his outside. Chonlawit instead is the option. It's Yotsakon. Zaifa. Parinya. Festering. Festering with that effort. Got a little bit excited there.
Well, it looked like it was heading to the top corner from where we are sitting here. But in a game where chances are really few and far between, certain situations like this one, first touch, setting him up, second touch for the shot. You look at the reaction of Rudy, he knew that it was far out wide.
Jordan Westring, one of those players, feels like he's been around forever, and he's still just 25. 9 attempts so far, just 1 for Hougang. Westering, who's only ever scored 4 goals in his career. This is his 107th appearance for Hougang. Club he has been with since January of 2018. Vestering has never scored in the Singapore Cup. As Pereira. Shadan. Shota Yokoyama. And Sanizal, half clear. Great save by Zafan. Ryo Taniguchi it was with the shot.
On a space of just a few seconds, 2 shots came in.
Ogawa. Fantastic save by Zafan.
A good reaction save from Zafan. Look at the replay here again. Cross came in. Clearance not too far off, and the first touch shot, I think it was from Taniguchi. Yep, the number 9. Zafan was lucky enough that the ball just went in between those 2 players who are right in front of him.
Well, checking for a possible penalty.
I think one of the Geylang players was asking for handball. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing more than that. Just a quick check. And on we go. I think the referee is saying there was a foul on Yotsakon.
Seen that many times before.
No, Ali doesn't think so. I've been told he's back to playing social football as well.
Oh, really?
Yep. Gucci, Blasco, Huzaifa.
Huzaifa opting to play it early, and Hougang United lost possession of the ball as a result.
Yotsakon. Vestering makes a good run on the inside. Not a great cross though. That's Yotsakon. Those battling qualities of his. And Salazar. Easy for Njatovic. Bezakor. Referee plays the advantage. The player who was fouled, Shota Yokoyama. Back to Bezakor. Bezakor. Good pass. Fukushiro, nice bit of movement. Cuts it back. Big moment for Geylang again. They opened up Hougang pretty well, but Hoshino couldn't keep a shot on target.
Well, that was well worked. I think from the back to the front, they played it through Hougang United as well, especially from the right-hand side here. They knew that the first ball into the penalty box wasn't on, and they had 2 players waiting just outside. The ball went and reached the feet of Hoshino, but he didn't manage to guide it into the back of the net. It was far off and far wide.
Shuei Hoshino has scored just 1 goal for Geylang since joining the club.
Well, 1 minute off at a time. This goes to show nothing much was happening in the first half.
Yeah, Geylang with most of the opportunities. But Nothing really clear-cut, though, aside from perhaps that Ryoya Taniguchi effort, which was saved very nicely by Zafan. Well, they've had more of the possession. Blasco again is having a go at the official.
What was that all about?
Let's have a look.
There's no way he can be offside. The number 11 was offside.
Well, if
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be offside from a goal kick. So I'm a little bit confused as to what is actually going on. Is it? What? It's going to be a drop ball for Geylang. Okay. Anyway, on we go.
Well, that's one for us to look up on the rule book.
I know for sure you can't be offside from a goal kick.
Yeah. But what happens next? If any accidental whistle is being blown for that?
I mean, at this stage, I don't know if the officials there quite knew themselves, because it was thrown back to, to Zafan, and it was given as a drop ball to Geylang. Anyway, the first half that hasn't been filled with much drama. Just one clear-cut opportunity for Geylang International. They've had lots of chances, though, but only the one that's really tested Zafan. Hougang, we'll say, job done in a defensive sense in that first half. They hold on to the clean sheet, but they haven't created much going forward themselves. Geylang with a lot of possession, a lot of chances, no breakthrough yet for either one of the sides. So at halftime here at our Tampines Hub in the Singapore Cup contest, it is Hougang United 0, Geylang International 0. Welcome back to our Tampines Hub. It's half-time here between Hougang United and Geylang International. This Singapore Cup match day 3 fixture between these two sides has seen some goal-mouth action, but no goals so far. Let's have a look at the highlights from the first 45, beginning with this one in the 33rd minute of the match. Wonderful turn by Shoda Yokoyama. It led to a free kick. We had this, first of all, the shot from Hoshino in the 33rd.
Yeah, exactly.
Eventually led to that free kick on the follow-up.
This was one of the few times that I think Zafan Rohaiza was called upon to make a save. It was really lonely and quiet first half for both goalkeepers. But look at the turn from Shoda Yokoyama here and the action after that. I think that got him riled up. Zaifa just poking the ball onto his head. And the resulting free kick
from Bezako. So that first effort from Hoshino is the one in the 33rd. And then Bezako in the 35th, hitting that free kick well over the bar.
Pretty tame effort from somebody of his quality. Had two exceptionally good free kick takers there standing over the ball.
And then in the 40th, Jordan Vestering with Hougang's only chance of that first half. Effort being sent wide.
Well, if you can't get your attackers to do the job, why not you get your defenders to try? From distance, they didn't really get anything near into the penalty box, and Geylang defended well enough for Hougang to just try it from the distance.
Then 2 minutes after that, another chance for Geylang. Good effort from Yura Taniguchi, and a nice save by Zafan Rohaiza.
Well, Taniguchi getting the first time shot on target. Zafan a reaction save as well. Like I said earlier on, lucky for him that the ball that he parried went through to a good position for Jordan Vestring to clear it away. He was heading into goal, and this was the clearest and nearest that we had from both teams.
And just before half-time, Hoshino blazing that one over after some good approach play by Geylang.
Well, I think in terms of difficulty, I think this was the one that is easiest for Geylang to take the lead. He had no one there marking him. He was leaning back and the ball just went over the bar.
Just the one goal for Shohei Hoshino this season, the 6 appearances for Geylang International. Of ball possession, 56 to 44, 10 attempts to 1. Just 2 of those 10 on target for Geylang.
Well, it looked like Geylang is dominating the game, but I think in actual fact, if you look at the game in the first half, it still looked like no one was taking control, no one was really ahead in terms of dominance.
Well, one more match coming up for you, match day 3, and that is Albirex against Tanjung Pagar at Jurong East Stadium tomorrow, kickoff at 7:30 p.m. In the here and now, we have another 45 minutes to go at our Tampines Hub. Between these two sides, hopefully we'll see a lot more attacking quality when they come back out for the second half. We'll go away for another break and we'll be back soon. Welcome back to our Tampines Hub, ahead of the second half between Hougang United and Geylang International. It was Geylang International with 10 attempts in that first 45, just 2 of those on target. Rio Taniguchi with perhaps the best chance of that first half, denied by Zafan Rahaizat. Hougang United, just 1 opportunity in the opening 45 minutes, a wild effort by Jordan Vestering. Hougang come into this fixture with a win from their opening match in this competition. So a draw would do for them. Geylang International, on the other hand, a loss in their opening game of the Cup. They do have to avoid defeat here, but you imagine they would much prefer to come away with the 3 points to give their chances of progression a boost. Hide, what are you expecting from this second half?
Where do I begin?
Yeah.
I think
wherever you want. We've got all the time in the world.
Well, there's a lot of things I think both teams should be looking at, especially Hougang. Maybe tactically this is exactly what they have planned, just to hold off Geylang International for the first half, and then second half make little tweaks and tactics in terms of a bit of differences there to make sure that they get better into the game. But I think it has been a really poor first half on both sides in terms of creating chances up front. The game intensity as well has been really slow. It's been quite difficult to watch and also call the game on our end. And I think both sides has got to really double their efforts in terms of playing the ball forward, maybe a little bit faster. Let's not wait until the opponents get back in shape, get back behind the ball, all 11 players of them behind the ball, and it makes things so difficult for the opposing team to break them down. And I would like to see Farhan Zulkifli get involved a bit more, because he's the one that, you know, a bit more direct, a bit more is the player putting the threat in for Hougang United, and also maybe Datsakon playing a bit more centrally as well. Sorry, Datsakon is another player.
Yatsakon.
Yeah, Yatsakon.
Datsakon, to be fair, was a very good player for Thailand. That's who you're remembering.
Yeah. So maybe him being a bit more central to provide a bit more threat up front as well, and not go on a counter-attack a bit too much.
Yeah, I think Hougang could do with a Datsakon.
Any team could do with that Datsakon.
So here we go, second half underway at our Tampines Hub. It is Geylang International in the black, going from right to left on your screens, up against Hougang United in the blue. And the last draw between these sides came in May of 2022, a 0-0 draw in the league fixture. And since then, Geylang have had 6 wins, Hougang with 5 victories from their last 11 meetings between the clubs. Another sign of just how tough it's been to separate the sides.
Well, on paper, Geylang looks a bit more stable in terms of their familiarity with the players, the coach, and also the system that they want to play. But we haven't seen that on the field this evening.
Bezako, poor touch by his standards, but he was able to find a teammate. First meeting in the Singapore Cup between these sides since a group stage fixture in November of 2022. Hougang with the 4-1 win against Geylang on their way to winning the title that season. First in their history. They also made the final in 2023 as well, losing to the Lion City Sailors. Gawa to Nazrul, Fukashiro, and that's Yotsakon with the tracking back.
A good work from the attacker, allowing Nazrul Nazari to really be much of a threat going forward.
Thailand, the 23 international on loan from Chonburi, known for producing some very good players, Chonburi in Thailand. Geylang haven't made it into the final 4 of the Singapore Cup since 2019, where they finished 3rd. And their only Singapore Cup win came in 2009. 2 other final appearances in 2001 and 2003. Lost to Home United on both those occasions. One of them was an 8-0 drubbing.
Not to forget. Geylang.
Setterwood spins away from Pereira. Good cut back into Yotsakon. Heavy touch.
Well, I didn't think it was meant for him. It could be meant for Jordan Vestring behind. Get the run behind the defense. Joshua Pereira getting beaten by the physical battle. Good touch from Yotsakon.
Shura Yokoyama. That's Oshino. Well, you see a lot of double teaming. What both sides have done well defensively is they've actually both been working very hard as a unit, as a team.
I think especially Hougang. I think they have gotten that part of the game absolutely right. Could be something they have been doing a lot the last 3 weeks. Also, look at the number 4 and the number 6, Huzaifa, and also the Thai Chon Lawit, always in front of the two center backs. Which is why I think Hoshino is finding a bit of difficulty gaining that space, but he likes to drop off and hold off the opposing center back as well.
He looks a good defender, Nabila Kimonguchi.
He looks solid. He looks big, strong, physical, decent reading of the game as well, and technically on the ball. We haven't seen really a good time or a good lot of him playing those passes, but simple ones. He's making the right decisions and making the right passes.
27-year-old Kenyan international was born in America, in the United States of America, in Elk Grove, California. Was actually drafted by Minnesota United in the 2021 MLS Super Draft, selected 18th overall. Also spent some time with Orlando City and their reserve team. Wasn't really able to make an impact in Major League Soccer though. Shura Yokoyama. Taniguchi. Just over the head of Kaisei Ogawa.
Yeah, he was running in from a deeper position, Ogawa. Ball just eluded him over his head. Taniguchi saw him running, that space there between the center back and the full back. It's exactly where he wanted to play it, Taniguchi. I think one thing Geylang is doing really well is also the fact that they're always double teaming on the most dangerous player, which is Farhan Zulkifli. He can't move forward, and every time he receives the ball, he's facing his own goal, which makes it difficult for him to turn and create a bit of a threat for his team.
There's Pereira. Ogawa gonna get it first time. On to Fukashiro, but Kimonguchi there again. Chance for Hougang on the break. Yotsakon. There's that tracking back once more.
Yeah.
That defensive
Yeah,
work.
exactly. Had 5 players around him against him and also Blasco. So again, credit to Geylang International. The transition work to defend has been absolutely fantastic.
Farhan with the cross. Decent shape on that. Met by Njatovic. Hougang pick it up again. Parinya needed some support, but Chon Lawit had made a run expecting a cross.
Yeah. Chon Lawit in that position when Farhan was also sending that cross in. Not somebody you would like to be there.
Well, he was well late. Oh, Sir Yotsakon into the back of Fukashiro. Bit of a painful one for a Japanese attacker. That's Panarai Pansiri behind him. Got Yoshihama, who I'd imagine if you were Hougang looking for more creativity in midfield, you'd be considering bringing on Ryohei Yoshihama.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think I've been really disappointed with Victor Blasco. I think he has a lot of technical ability, but he's been ineffective in the way that he is playing the game. He's always complaining as well, you can see there. But, well, he's good if you want to play possession game, but you want to score. I don't think he's that effective.
Looks like he's more interested in a debate club than the football club. That's Fukashiro, who was spectacular at Albirex. He was fantastic at Balestier. Hasn't quite been as effective with Geylang, Riku Fukashiro. And Ryan Sanizal has to actually go to Victor Blasco and tell him, listen, enough's enough.
Well, that's what a captain should be doing as well. I think you've seen his teammate getting out of hand. He's on a yellow as well. You don't want to get your team in a position where you are putting disadvantage on yourselves.
We have seen players sent off for just talking constantly.
Yeah, exactly.
Constantly.
Well, I think this is also a culture that he has to understand. Like, we are not in a culture where the referees are going to entertain players who are going to be talking and complaining and, you know, just being at their faces. So this is something that he has to know. He has to stop as well, because it's going to get him red-carded.
Especially if he's not careful with his choice of words. Fukashiro. Taniguchi. That's Kimoguchi with the clearance initially. Top of the 6-yard box. Here's where they want Blasco to do something creative. A pass behind Parinya. Just slows the move down, but the youngster was good enough to get it forward first time. Farhan not strong enough on that occasion. Parinya was. Look at him go. Says, I'm going to do something myself. A cross from Farhan. Simple for Rudy Kairola.
Well, difficult as well for Hougang to really score from there. He only had one player in the penalty box.
Lovely diagonal out to Taniguchi. Bezuko. Back to Taniguchi. Pereira.
really rusty after 3 weeks. It's not connecting with one another, especially in that third, where you need to be sharp.
That's better again from Blasco. Pops up in a nice position. Moves it along. Yotsakon. Trying to get more involved, Blasco.
Yeah. Well, he should be. I think he's definitely a player that should be deciding games as well, and also to be the main creative force for Hougang United.
There's a stray arm there. Taniguchi has gone down. That will be looked at in the background as play continues for the moment. Nothing from the on-field officials. Well, Yotsakon was fouled.
Well, he's coming to. Was there a confrontation, or I think Blasco was coming back, maybe to have a word with.
Here you go.
Taniguchi. Nothing there. I think it was more of a chest kind of contact. Yeah, nothing there.
A bit dramatic that from Taniguchi. Clear foul on Yotsakon. Also a bit of a lazy challenge. The first time we've seen Nazrul put in a lazy challenge in this match. Just puts his side under a little bit of pressure.
Zaifa and also Yotsakon on the ball. After how Blasco delivered in the first half, I don't think I would want him to be on the ball as well.
Two in the wall, two on the ball.
Well, I think he's going to go straight.
It's Yotsakon!
Ooh.
I think from the reaction of Rudy Kairula, that was well off.
Similar to the first half chance or effort by Jordan Westring. Well, he knew that the ball was going much further away. Well, he scrambled a little bit at the start, and then after that just slowed down.
That's good movement again by Geylang. Fukashiro providing the option and the angle for the pass from Ignjatovic. Shadan responsible for a switch. Parinia with the first header. Yotsakon picks up the second ball. Blasco. Beautiful from Victor Blasco. Oh, a little bit unfortunate. The idea was there.
I think strategically, I think both teams have just played one game, and they don't want to lose this game. And even if it's a draw, especially for Hougang United, they are still in a good position at 4 points. But for Geylang, they needed more. So it could be a situation where they need to take more risk. But they still have certain players on the bench, the youngsters, who can maybe do something.
No, they've also got Ikram Rifki.
Yep.
A player who can play an attacking role. Might not need him though. Zafan called into action to deny Taniguchi.
He hesitated a little, Zafan, before coming off his line. I think he was reading and judging where the ball might land. Good ball here from Bezakor over the defense for Taniguchi. Spread himself a little bit bigger. Work again from both sides. And both players involved.
Farhan. Early ball over the top for Setawood. He tried to prevent the throw-in, Ignjatovic. front of it. We're having to be very patient in possession at Hougang. I'm quite happy to do so, and I think you're absolutely right, Hide. It looks like from Hougang's perspective, they'd be happy with the point.
Yeah. But again, I also feel that this is side. Geylang is not playing to his fullest potential.
Oh, look at that ball from Blasco. Driven out first time to Yotsakon. Much better second half from Blasco.
Well, he's playing the ball forward. That's the best thing that he can do. And I think he's playing good ball forward as well for his teammates, especially from right to left and left to right.
A beautiful driven pass out wide by Blasco. Taniguchi, good cross! Big save from Zafan again. Shuhei Oshino getting enough contact. Just directed that towards goal. Zafan had to be alert.
That was quite a difficult chance for Oshino. Well, the ball was behind him. Right? He was expecting it to be played forward, but I think he managed to get himself in a really good position for him to just guide it towards goal. I don't think it mattered where he ended up, but he just wanted it to be on target first. Zafan really up to the task.
That should be another corner. Up to 4 for Geylang now.
Well, they played Shadan. Last touch came in, or it came off the big guy.
Shadan out the delivery. It's going to go out for a throw-in. Which actually isn't all too bad, because it gives Geylang the chance to stay high up the pitch. Put a bit of pressure on Hougang. Yoshihama is getting ready to come on. Standing on the sidelines, waiting for the go-ahead.
I mean, Natovic, I think the whole match didn't really have a lot of defending to do. Number 15.
So it's Parinya, the right back, who's come off. Be replaced by Ryohei Yoshihama.
Interestingly, Sesawut Wongsai is walking to the right back position.
So reshuffle here.
Yeah.
What do you think we're going to see, Hide?
Blasco playing up front. And that's the tough part. I think if he plays up front, and he likes to drop deep, and there's not gonna be anyone there, and basically they're just playing with a striker who's not there.
There he is. Out to Yotsakon. Yoshihama. First involvement. Is to provide a cross.
Ooh.
And Shodai Yokoyama not taking a risk.
Both players just looking at the ball, and I think the ball was a little bit too high as well for Blasco. Look at this cross here. And I think Shodai didn't know exactly what to do, didn't get any call from the goalkeeper as well.
A 33-year-old Japanese midfielder, Yoshihama, on to try and change the game for Hougang. It's his first appearance in the Singapore Cup. He's made 5 appearances for Hougang in the league. Brings a lot of experience to the side, some good quality as well. Yoshihama has played a lot of his football in J2 and J3. He was playing in Cambodia prior to his move to Hougang.
3v2 in the corner here. Interesting setup.
Taken shot. That's Farhan. He's got Huzaifa. First time cross is a good one. Off the balls. Kimaguchi puts it away. Oh, flag has gone up. Flag is up. Are they saying offside?
Well, the referee, or rather the assistant referee, has called for offside. Definitely wouldn't be for Kimaguchi. Could be for Setawood. Let's look at it again. Could be really, really. Oh no! I think this should be given. Should be given. It's definitely onside, Setawood. It's going to be a huge call here. And for a team who has done pretty much nothing in the attacking sense throughout the whole 70 minutes, they are finding themselves a goal ahead. It should be a goal. It's not offside.
There you go, it's been given. It is the right call.
Yep.
Kimaguchi with his first goal for Hougang United.
Well, the set piece routine worked. It was 3v2 at the sides. Wasn't sure what was happening over there. And it left the far post wide open for Hougang United. Setawood rose up high, and Kimaguchi was first to react after that rebound. Hit the post from that header. Now this is turning out to be a really, really positive game for Hougang. Defensively, they have been doing well, and the few chances that they had didn't really materialize.
That's Kimaguchi. Could be a smash and grab sort of evening for Hougang. More frustration for Geylang.
As it stands, 6 points for Hougang. Still 0 points for Geylang International.
Still time for them to turn this around. Shiro Yokoyama. Bezuko. Good ball in! No, what a save! Fukashiro with the header. And Zafan at the moment unbeatable.
He's been in a good starting position, reacting to things as well. Bezuko just playing the ball in. Fukashiro, good glancing header, really frustrated at the end.
That was a superb save.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought so as well. I think Zafan, I think he wants to play. I think he needs the game time as well. Staying in LNC Sailors, he wouldn't get those minutes. Now coming out here to Hougang, he's getting a lot under his belt. Maybe much more than what he has had over the last season for LNC Sailors.
Geylang looking to respond with a change. Ethan Pinto getting ready to come on.
Interesting.
We're hearing that it's going to be Sharan Sulaiman who comes off. Bezuko dropping deep. Fukashiro going to get away from Chonlawit. Yotsakon. Now the pace of the game will start to quicken as Geylang look for that equalizer. They need to gamble.
Yeah.
They need to open up, and Hougang will wait for opportunities on the break.
Well, they have defended well, Hougang, I think they could do it, definitely do it for the next 20 odd minutes to find that opportunity to go forward. And like I said, now Geylang has to take more risk. They have to play a bit more quicker going forward.
It's Blasco. Yoshihama. Blasco. He's in. It's Blasco. Cleared off the line. But Farhan Zulkifli puts that away. 4-2 to Hougang United.
Well, the easiest goal Farhan can ever score in his career. Just toe poking it. I think the ball could have been trickling in for Victor Blasco. But Farhan was there to make sure that Hougang United leads Geylang International by 2-0. And like I said, Geylang played a little bit more forward, and that's the reason why they have more, or rather lesser players in defense. Look at how many Hougang players are there. 4 players in the penalty box against Geylang International 3. And that's exactly what happens when you need to take those risks. Good play here from Yoshihama. Blasco expected him to just score it on his own, but I don't think it matters for him. His team is leading 2-0, really comfortable now going into the last 18 minutes of the game.
Yeah, put that away. Easy finish in the end. Farhan Zulkifli with his second goal in the season Singapore Cup. So there's a change. Ethan Pinto on for Sharan Sulaiman.
It does look like Ethan is starting on the left. Tanaguchi playing centrally with Bezakor.
Good technical player is Ethan Pinto. Geylang in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah. Well, to point it to a certain situation or characteristic of Geylang, it's quite difficult to blame anyone or any player. I think all of them have really put in a decent shift. Just things are just not happening in the attacking third for Geylang International this evening. And certain lapses in the game. Oh, that's football, right? You take your chances, you win. You don't take your chances, well, you can have all the possession in the world as well, but you're just not going to win those games.
Zaifa. Switch out to Farhan. Victor Blasco helping to create that second goal.
Yep. I think it's done. Arguing and complaining.
Yoshihama coming in has helped to change the game for Hougang. It's Chonawit who's moved to right back. Well, Blasco feeling less frustration. He's not spoken to the referee after that was awarded against Hougang.
It's different when you're 2-0 up.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing much to say. You're just seeing out the game.
A lot more involved in the second half, which will also help.
Yeah, again, he has technical quality. He can run with the ball. He can drive things forward. He can play those long passes diagonally, as we saw earlier on in the second half. He needed to do that bit more than just keeping the ball in possession for the team.
Oh, look at that from Chonawit. Taking it away from Taniguchi. Very nicely. As Kimaguchi. If you're happy to play the advantage, as Yoshihama collects. So much confidence in Hougang's game suddenly. Vestering, Farhan, chance to make it 3. Goes out to Blasco. Look at where John Lewin is, and it is 3. Oh, it's all happening for Hougang. Even John Lewin has got it on the score sheet.
Oh, is that something from Thailand if you haven't seen before? Dance? Well, again, he has been there. He has been in positions throughout the game. He has made those runs forward. But he has never shown that he had this quality in him to score those goals. But he also has been helped by the fact that Geylang International defense is just staying rooted to the spot. They didn't really defend or be close enough for anyone to stop that shot coming in. Oh, Blasco saw this opportunity again. There's no cross to be made towards the 6-yard box. There's so much time, there's so much space for him to pick his spot. John Lowitt controlled it. First touch, second touch, into the back of the net. Well, Hougang now are pretty set in terms of getting those 3 points. Don't think that they're going to allow 3 goals to be conceded over the next 15 minutes.
Yeah, another very interesting celebration. John Lowitt doesn't score too many goals. It's his first for Hougang. And he's only scored 7 goals in Thai League 2 in 108 appearances there. The last goal he scored was on the 17th of August 2024 for Chiang Mai United in a game against Bangkok FC.
Must be frustrating from Geylang's point of view, having dominated in terms of possession and also, I wouldn't say high quality chances, but better chances than Hougang United so far up until the first goal was scored. And they just crumbled.
They've come up against an inspired Zafan. Because he's made some outstanding saves.
I think he wants to be in the Asian Cup squad. It starts now.
That's the thing with Zafan, though. You know he's got the quality. It's just the consistency has not always been there. So now it, Yotsakon. I genuinely did not see 3 goals in this game. And all 3 goals to be scored by Hougang.
I really thought we were going to have a situation where there weren't going to be any goals. And both teams are going to keep on trying and just not enough quality in there.
Now,
well, at least we have better highlights to show after the game.
The team doing very well to provide us with some highlights during the halftime break. Won't have to work as hard on the full-time highlights. Geylang getting ready to make 2 more changes.
I think for Geylang and Tanjung Pagar, it's difficult for them to get a good position from this group.
Well, if Hougang and Albirex finish in the top 2, then that's it for Geylang, because head-to-head is the tiebreaker, and Geylang have already lost to Albirex. Geylang will be losing this one to Hougang unless there's some sort of miracle in the closing stages of this contest. So already behind on points and head-to-heads against what would be the top 2 in the group, Hougang and Albirex. Yes, Gareth Lowe, one of the 2 changes for Geylang. Ogawa and Hoshino are off. Ryu Hardy and Gareth Lowe, the 2 players coming on.
Both central players, Ryu Hardy and Gareth Lowe, which means Vincent Bazakor is going to play up front together with Tanaguchi.
Yokoyama. Just not happening for Geylang.
Yeah. Well, the heads are down. I think after the first goal, they were a little disappointed. And also not reacting positively to that, which is why the second goal came in.
Well, next match for Hougang in this competition is against Albirex. on the 29th. That would be the top two coming up against each other. Albirex by then could already be qualified, seeing themselves go through. They will be up against Tanjung Pagar tomorrow.
Well, they definitely are looking to qualify by then with 9 points. It's just a matter of
finishing top.
Yeah, finishing top.
Geylang after this have got games against Balestier and then Tanjung Pagar to wrap up their Singapore Cup group stage campaign.
I think it's one of the few games where I'm not seeing Yotsugon being involved closer to the goal at all. I don't think he's coming in, he's always out wide. And his contribution is a little bit different.
Sito was saying there was a foul.
Well, he genuinely thinks that
it was his.
Yeah, and he deserved that foul. He didn't see the flag.
What did he do though? Was it a handball as he fell down? What?
I think it was just a throw in. I think.
Wonder what that foul was for. Anyway, once again, on we go. It's really going to matter in the grand scheme of things with the way it's going here. This was, I thought, late challenge put in on him by Gareth Lowe. It's going to go into the book.
First challenge came in. I think Zaifa's start was showing and up high. This was definitely a late foul, or rather a late challenge. I think it was more of a reactive situation there from Gareth Lowe.
And there might have been a feeling there that perhaps Geylang should have gotten the free kick instead. The initial challenge on Joshua Pereira. Gareth Lowe deciding to get a bit of revenge.
Disappointed faces on the bench of Geylang International. They might feel that their Singapore Cup expedition is going to come to an end.
Well, it's done for them. They can't finish above Albirex or Hougang. We're looking at head-to-heads, then that's it. Yoshihama. It's Blasco. Good. Strong play from Blasco. All the tricks and flicks, step overs coming into it now.
Well, no words anymore after any challenge or any phases of the game.
He's letting his feet do the talking.
Maybe he won a corner kick as well after this. Playing it to space behind Joshua Pereira.
Taniguchi headed the near post. Yokoyama. Smart pass down the line for Bezeko. Yeah, Zaifa, late challenge from Bonso Bezeko.
Bezeko has been everywhere. I think for Geylang, he has been immense. Where he has been the one moving the most, running the quickest, getting into better positions. He's been asking for the ball and been wanting to get involved in so many situations. Can't say the same for all his other teammates.
Yellow card for Huzaifa. Was involved in a bit of drama in the first half. Huzaifa knocking the ball into the head of Yokoyama. Touch of cramp for Blasco.
Oh, the legendary Thomas Pang is out.
So looking at another win for Panarai Pansiri. Akbar Nawaz there on the bench as well. Things looking much better for Hougang ever since Pansiri has taken over from Chinedu Eziako. Looking at back-to-back wins for Hougang here. Koyama. That was flicked on by Fukashiro.
Fukashiro going to the near post for the flick on. Nobody really welcoming him at the back post there. Mijatovic maybe just slowed down at the end, going and take that gamble going forward.
Well, interestingly, it's another 3-0 defeat for Geylang in the cup.
I think it's also the manner that they've conceded as well. Not the technical side of things, but I think mentally they just lost it. Something that Noali should be looking at and must look at, not just for the Singapore Cup, because they still have quite a decent run of games for the league to look forward to.
They've been doing okay in the league, second in the standings at the moment. The last 3 league matches, there's back-to-back defeats in this competition for Geylang. Minimum of 8 minutes to try and see if they can change anything here. And it's looking likelier that Hougang will get the next goal, if there is going to be a next goal. They're through Hardy. Kimaguchi. There again, in the way. Get your thoughts on play of the match. Zafan, Kimaguchi, a couple of nominees. Blasco in the second half.
Well, I think I would give Zafan a shot. I think they have been, or he has been called upon quite a few times and kept clean sheet so far. I think unless he makes a blunder in the next 7 minutes, I feel that he should be given the Man of the Match award.
Tough to disagree with that.
Yeah. I think Blanco, if he had started the way he ended the game, definitely could be in the top of my list.
Yes, before he leaves. One final word for the referee, Blasco.
I think he wanted to leave the field on the other side, but he was so close to this side, and again, he has to go one big round, unhappy about things.
So number 55, 20-year-old Wu Chun-wei is on for Victor Blasco.
Again, could be an opportunity here to just give the youngsters a bit of a run. Well, the youngest I see in the list is Alguedas Carlonas, defender who's 16 years old.
Yeah, that's right. That's Uzaifa.
Still going for more, Hougang.
That's Farhan. Great challenge by Pereira. Mo Chun Wei, a Singapore under-20 international, coming on for Hougang. Making his professional debut, his first appearance coming in this Singapore Cup. Yoshihama. Yotsakon. Vestering! Oh, Rudy Karula gets to that ahead of Farhan Zulkifli. Offside anyway.
Oh, there's no shape, there's nothing left here in Geylang International. It's just wild out here, just playing in all positions, transitions, everything is too open. Now for Hougang, we still have a solid structure. You can see 2 banks of 4 defending this goal here.
Yokoyama. And he keeps us cool. Wins the free kick. Good position for Geylang. Set piece. Right here, just outside the opposition penalty area. Pretty central position. Just in front of the arc.
Oh, I'm surprised that Taniguchi is not on this ball. You would definitely think that he would be arguing for it at least. Zafan definitely looking for a clean sheet.
It's going to be Shota Yokoyama trying to spoil that clean sheet. There you go! Off the crossbar. Kibunguchi in the way of that effort. It's been that kind of night for Geylang International. It's not like they've not had their opportunities and their chances.
Well, I think in terms of attempts, I think they are definitely way ahead of Hougang United.
Can't beat Zafan, can't beat the free in the goal as well.
And you can't beat Kibunguchi there. He was just jumping off and flying across just to block that shot.
"15 attempts for Geylang.
Yeah.
Big improvement for Hougang in the second half. A chance potentially for Geylang. Pinto it was, meeting that delivery.
But they are equal in terms of attempts on target.
That's right. That's right. Hougang with 5, Geylang with 5. Hougang only had 1 attempt in that first half. They're up to 7 in this second. 5 of those 7 have been on target. They've scored 3 of those. They've been efficient.
Yeah. It's exactly what you need to be. You can't be really wasteful with your chances that you create.
Taniguchi! And again, you said it quite rightly earlier. It's not as if Geylang have played poorly.
Yeah.
They actually had a decent game of football. You'd imagine if they replay this fixture, they would have scored at least 2.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like the situation from Taniguchi in the first half, and also the Hoshino shot in the first half as well. They had a free kick that hit the bar.
And in all of that, Hugo Kamitani is on for Yotsakon. Yes, Setterwood. Oh, look at that.
There you go. Bit of fancy stuff.
Chunwei with the ball into the area. Setterwood. Not just the fancy stuff. The sliding challenges, defensive effort as well. There's Farhan. Hougang look like they don't want this to end.
I think this was really unnecessary. You are just seconds off the final whistle. Might bite him in the back in the bum if he's suspended for any matches in the Singapore Cup. And then he had a lot of teammates surrounding him as well for the counter press.
So yellow card for Kimunguchi.
Well, he has been immense. He has been really, really good at the back, organizing things with the skipper, Ryan Sanizal.
Elk Grove, known for their wineries and vineyards. Another famous product from Elk Grove, Nabilai Kimunguchi. Yoshihama. Could have been more damage for Geylang. Damage is done. Hougang with back-to-back wins in the Singapore Cup. They go level with Albrecht Niigata at the top of the standings. 3 goals and a clean sheet. One of them scored by Nabilai Kimunguchi. Farhan Zulkifli also getting in on the action. Chonlawit Kanunkid making it 3. A comprehensive performance. Another victory for the 28-year-old head coach Panarai Pansiri. A frustrating night for Geylang International as they look to be exiting the Singapore Cup, Hide.
Yeah, I think Hougang really played it tactically well, knew exactly when to pounce, especially so close to the end of the game where they started that scoring spree. The Geylang International didn't really particularly play well or unwell, but they managed to find themselves out or almost out of the Singapore Cup, but they still have a lot to do in the league as well. But I think that today Hougang took their chances well, and even though they didn't create it more than Geylang, they scored 3 goals and been really efficient throughout the whole game.
Nabilai Kimunguchi, Farhan Zulkifli and Chonlawit, the goal scorers this evening for the Cheetahs. As finishes here, Hougang United 3, Geylang International 0. Well, let's have a look at the highlights of this game, of the action coming in the second half. Zafan made himself very difficult to beat in goal. Yoshino with that looping header, touched over by Zafan Raiza.
Well, I think Zafan's performance was the building block that Hougang needed for them to really capitalize in attack. I think this set piece could have been well worked in training, and Setterwood behind, definitely onside. There was a call for offside from the assistant referee. VAR took a look and then decided to give it a go, which is the right call. Kimunguchi was the one reacting quick and fast enough ahead of everyone else to score the first goal for Hougang United.
There you go, Huzaifa with that first time cross, Setterwood against the post, and Kimunguchi quickest to react for his first goal for Hougang. But done a lot of defending up until that point. Well, that really opened it up for the designated home side. But have a look at this save from Zafan once again. It was Fugashiro just 2 minutes after that opening goal from Kimunguchi. Zafan keeping that lead intact.
A great ball in from Vincent Bezakor. Zafan just coming across, on his right hand side to tip it over the bar.
Then in the 73rd minute, Hougang will get their second. Farhan Zulkifli on the loose ball. Shoda Yokoyama, all that frustration being let out on the netting. He tried his best, goal line clearance of Blasco's effort. Didn't get any help from his defenders. And Hougang made it 2-0.
Well, you look at the impact the substitutes made. Yoshihama coming in, playing the ball across here to the path of Blasco. He knew exactly where he wanted to play the ball. And Farhan Zulkifli just tapping it in, easiest goal he can ever score.
And just a couple of, 5 minutes after that, in fact, the 78th, John Lowett getting in on the action. His first goal for Hougang United. Finding himself in the box. Good turn, nice finish.
Well, if you tell me at the start of the game that it's going to be 3-0 to Hougang and who's going to be on the scoreline, I never would have thought that Chun Lawit would be one of those names. He got himself in this position, which is really credit to him, especially the first half. He made a lot of runs in between the Geylang players this time around. He has been, or rather, been given too much space, too much time for him to choose and pick his spot. And what a way to celebrate his goal, with his first goal in Singapore football.
There you go, Victor Blasco as well getting involved. And then Shoda Yokoyama with this effort coming off the crossbar in the 6th minute of added time. It was just that sort of night for Geylang International. I guess you could say no luck in front of goal.
Well, they threw everything. You know, they had a lot of chances, but again, it could be another night for them to go through and think about.
So let's have a look at some of the stats then. Geylang International, 16 attempts to 7 for Hougang. Both sides with 5 of them on target. But it was all about the effectiveness and that efficiency in front of goal. And it was Hougang United who were better at that this evening, scoring those 3 goals, keeping a clean sheet, putting themselves in a strong position to qualify from this group into the semi-finals. There you go, in first, ahead of Albirex Niigata. Both teams similar record, 2 wins from their first 2 matches, both with 6 goals scored, both with 2 conceded, goal difference of 4. It's Hougang at the top of the standings for now. Problems for Geylang International right at the bottom there. That could be it for their Singapore Cup campaign. One more match coming up for you on match day 3. Albirex Niigata Singapore taking on Tanjung Pagar United at Jurong East Stadium. That's taking place tomorrow. Kickoff at 7:30 p.m. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our coverage of this one. A game that took a bit of time to come to life, but when it did, it was spectacular. We'll leave you with these pictures. Hougang United 3, Geylang International 0. Final score at our Tampines Hub in this Singapore Cup contest.